Hi, it's Mark Marmer from Signature Electric. So it's a bit of a chilly winter day, and we're up on the roof of about a 4-story building in North Toronto. Solar panels are pretty much installed. This is the inverter for this section and the disconnect. So we were involved in getting this connected and the wiring down to the electrical room. What's interesting is a lot of us are used to seeing solar panels up on the roofs. We see them up quite high. We can see them from far away. And we wonder if that's the only way they can be installed. When we install them at that kind of height, you've got the wind loading underneath, and a lot of times they're done because the building was built in a certain way and we're having to raise them up to clear different things that are on the roof that are in the way. In this case, this was planned. There's these 2 lower buildings, the south building that we're standing on now, and over there is the north building with a similar array. These are a ballasted system. In other words, there's nothing here attached to the roof. They're held down by cement blocks and weights, and they're at a very low profile. You can see they don't come up off the roof. So if you're driving down here, you can't see these. But it has an advantage of being more visually appealing, but also it helps with the wind load. As we raise them up, it's like a bit of a sail, and we have to account for that wind load. If we bring them down below the parapets, then it's a bit easier. I always get questions about how does the solar work in Canada? It's cold and what have you. Well, it's pretty cold this morning. It's about -14, but we have sun. It's pretty sunny here. Some of these are shaded a little bit as the sun's working its way around, and a lot of this would now already be to making energy. It's not a question of cold and warm, it's a question of sun. So another issue when we're installing is perhaps where the inverter will go. A lot of times you will see the inverters either inside the building, they could be on the side of the building. In this case, the contractor selected to have them up on the top, and this just worked out well. This is a building that was planned to be done. When we do new building, it's a question of where are the panels going to go, what are they going to interfere with, where are things going to go, and how are we going to get these cables down to the electrical. This is only a 4-story building. If this was a 24-story building, we'd run into a whole series of problems of how we're going to get this wiring down to the electrical. And as you run higher, as the building gets bigger and higher, this job becomes more difficult because even just bringing the panels and tracking system or racking system up onto the roof of a much higher building adds to the cost. And there is sort of a cost benefit we're looking for here. We don't want the cost to be so high that the benefit of making our own electricity is outweighed by the cost of the installation itself. So that's very important. In this case, these conduits behind me were put in as the building was built. So we were able to use those conduits and pull the cables down. It only took about a day to pull the cables down. If these weren't here, how would we get these cables down? The outside of the building, coring holes, all of this adds to cost and makes it more complicated. So sometimes being able to have the advantage of thinking about this as the building is being built, it makes a big difference. We'll take a step downstairs, we'll see what's going on down there, and we'll see how the cables tie into the system and think about how this is providing energy for the building. Okay, so we're down in the electrical room, so this is the other end. These are the cables that we saw through the disconnects on the roof, coming down from the arrays upstairs on the other side of the inverters. So the plan would be to bring them down into a panel here and then a breaker for each one of the different inverters. If this was a bigger system with more arrays and more inverters, everything would just scale up. We would just have a bigger panel or multiple panels, but this is for this relatively small rooftop installation. This is perfect. And from there we've got a cable coming out the bottom and heading down into this transformer. From the side of this transformer, another cable goes up and in actuality goes to a disconnect. We'll take a look at it outside. We're just outside the building now, so when we do a solar installation, there needs to be some means of isolation. The utility wants to be able to, on the outside of the building, isolate the rooftop solar so that they can work on either lines or work on the main service without any concern of backfeed. And usually the disconnect just sits on the wall and you'll see it here. In this case, they're looking to have everything, it's a brand new building, they want it a little bit nicer, and they decided to have a separate enclosure for it. So we put this enclosure, and in fact, there's the switch. So that's what the requirement is, to have a switch with the window and fusing. So this meets a requirement. Just to be clear, this is that cable coming down through the transformer, out to here, through the switch, and then we'll be back into this main service over here. Eventually, the electrical contractor for the base building will tie this back in and put a breaker into the service for this solar. So in addition to the power that comes down, these are the cables that came from the roof, you see a couple of data cables. These data cables head into this controller, and this is what's connected to the inverters on the roof to let us know how the generation is. We can watch it remotely. So we brought just a bit of power here, and then this part is the data heading out. So this is also a small but a very important part of the installation. So now you have to think about this kind of the opposite way around. What we're used to seeing is power from the street, a breaker, a transformer, a panel, and then out to the loads to feed the building. This is the other way around. So you have to think about how this is happening. The actual generation is not from the utility, but coming down from the roof and the other way around. So it's interesting to think about, and this is how that energy will get back into the building and offset some of the need for electrical power from the street. So this ultimately is, of course, the whole point of solar is to have some way of generating energy.